A high court sitting in Uniuyo, Akwa Ibom State sentenced the coalition returning officer for SN Udim State constituency seat in the 2019 general election, Professor Ignatius Uduk, to 3 years imprisonment for electoral fraud. Professor Uduk, who has been standing trial in a 3-count charge of announcing false results, publishing false results, and perjury, was acquitted on count 1 but found guilty of counts 2 and 3. The judgment delivered by Justice Basing Nkanang put an end to the 5-year legal battle by INEC against the electoral fraud in the 2019 general elections. I still have with me Dr. Adini and, of course, Jesufemi. Jesufemi, now the convict, Professor Ignatius Uduk, who was apparently sentenced to 3 years. I mean, how welcoming is this news when you heard it?
Well, not very welcoming.
Okay.
For me, I just feel like issues like this can be averted. Like I always say.
When I mean welcoming,
yes.
Welcoming in the sense that finally we got a prosecution and someone has been punished for the offense.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to is you cannot keep fish or your property down,
okay,
and you say rats should not come and eat it.
Okay.
You have to keep your property.
Okay.
This person committed this offense doing it for somebody.
Okay.
So if we can make government unattractive and make people not want to kill themselves for government, the issues like this will not come to place.
The first place.
So take care of that instead of sending a brother to jail.
Okay.
I'm not happy for what he did.
Okay.
He's been charged. He's been convicted. I'm not proud of what he did, but I'm saying that we could avert such issue by not only tax reform we want want political reform. Okay,
political reform. Now, Dr. Dini, you heard him. Now, when you heard the news, now the first thing that came to my mind was 5 years trial. Why did it delay for that long? Because if that judgment had been passed earlier, by now the guy should have been out of prison.
Yeah.
So was it an attempt to, to escape justice? Was that the reason why you think the trial delayed that way?
No, because of the judicial system.
Okay.
So, and the lawyers at both sides, the prosecuting lawyer and the defendant lawyer, they understand the loophole
of the system.
So there is always a way to adjourn and re-adjourn and by way
Doctor,
around this.
I beg your pardon. Now you've stated this. Can't there be a solution to end this? If they keep exploiting the loopholes, for how long are we going to keep sitting down and watching them explore the loopholes?
What can be done is if there are tribunals that are
directly
saddled
the responsibility
with responsibility of handling this.
Okay.
And what the judiciary will do in some of these instances is to peg that a particular, like the case of electoral
fraud.
Not fraud. Now this is electoral fraud. Electoral results.
Okay.
That they peg that the final verdict must be given, some in 6 months,
Okay, so they should have a time frame for it.
There should be a time frame. So if there is time frame, that will help in reducing the bottlenecks and the loopholes and the adjournment over adjournment. Also, let me say this for the emphasis of knowledge. Number one, it was exonerated, and for the count 1, because he claimed, Professor Uduk, he claimed that he was forced to make pronouncement. But at the count 2, you know what the judge, pronounced? Ukana, that's Justice Ukana. He said that if they forced you to make pronouncements, do they force you to publish and print? So that was the second. So it's a lesson because there are professors listening to us. There are people that have spent 30 years in academic that they will call you to come and handle election. They are supposed to be people above the board. Now, if your reputation, your degree, your pedigree, you are putting it in line to determine the lives of other people that have got to leadership. Now, at that point, if they force you, lesson learned, to announce results, they cannot force you to pronounce, to publish.
What if his life was threatened?
No.
What if his life was threatened? I'm just saying.
But he went further. He went further to the tribunal, validating. So because if people do not understand the way these legal proceedings work, and at the end of the day, they will feel that, why this type of harsh judgment? He went to the tribunal, validating what you have said they forced you to pronounce.
Right.
That was a very wrong step. The third was perjury.
Okay.
So which he was convicted for. Also.
You want to say something because we're almost done.
Additionally, I would commend the judiciary for making this happen.
All right.
So it will be a good example for those that want to do the same in the
something
future.
like
This particular person was alleged of not coming for trial, avoiding trial multiple times.
And to add to it that he's a professor, a well-read individual who has vast experience in almost every area of his life.
Exactly. So what really got him was that there's a written statement at the beginning where he consented to doing the act. Then came to court and said something different. Okay. So that's
so in 10 seconds, what is your final verdict on this?
My final verdict is the government should cover up the loopholes. Let us review our political system.
You said political reform.
Yes,
Dr. Adeni, finally, in 5 seconds.
We should be more serious about governance. And we should know that Nigeria is in competition with South Africa, Tanzania,
and several
Algeria,
other countries.
and not other foreign countries in Europe or in America, even in Africa. With Rwanda. So if we are in competition, we should make sure that
we stand out
and we'll keep our giant of Africahood in place and will continue to grow faster and better than others.
Dr. Adeni, thank you very much for coming on the show today. Thank you so much. This is your first time coming here on Newsweek.
Yes, on Newsweek. And your new studios. It looks so international.
Thank you for coming. Now, just Fem, thank you so much for also coming.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. All right. And that's our show for today. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our social media platforms at TVC News NG or on our website at tvcnews.tv. I am Mark Otabo. Until next week, goodbye.